Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Tuesday weather update, recorded on the 25th of March. It's good to be back. Let's get into the forecast. A lot of high pressure on the way for New Zealand. No surprises there. Coming out of the Indian Ocean area, south of Australia, across the Tasman and into New Zealand. That's the reason why many places are still quite dry, but not for everybody. We have seen some wet weather along the east. And we've got big storms down in the Southern Ocean, as you would expect, now that the nights are longer than the days. And our nights are going to continue to get longer for another few more months. Days get shorter. As it does that, you'll find more and more stormy stuff south of us. And the high pressure belt usually starts to break up as we get into April. This year it's going to possibly take a little longer. So that's the reason why we're not really forecasting much in the way of rain for the rest of this month. But there is plenty of rain around Australia, and that might end up coming our way for the start of April. It's not locked in, but it is possible. But otherwise, a lot of high pressure on the map at the moment. Some easterlies out here driving in a bit of cloud and a few showers, but gloomy. Otherwise, dry, beautiful, sunny skies. Beautiful may not be the right word if you're wanting some rain though. So let's get into the rain. Here is the departure from normal, brought to you by resupply.co.nz. Areas that are red or pink, drier than usual for this time of the year. White is normal rainfall, and blue, wetter than usual. So all the rain is out around Australia, mostly in Queensland, coming into New South Wales and up around the Northern Territory. The New Zealand area and the Tasman, leaning drier than usual. You do see some showers around, bit of white and blue here and there, but most of the colour shading around New Zealand into that pink-red shading, which means we are still leaning drier than usual for this time of the year. Temperature-wise, fairly mild on Wednesday around the country, but a cooler change arrives on Thursday. So the Friday map here still shows that cooler airflow coming up and now into the lower half of the North Island. But the top half, once again, barely affected by the cooler changes that are occurring more often as we start to slide properly into autumn. So let's get into the weather. Here is Wednesday. So we've still got some of those showers and drizzle patches lingering around the eastern side of the North Island. There is high pressure around, but just a little bit of moisture trapped there. So a few more showers and cloudy as well along those eastern areas. And those showers may start to push further up around the top of the North Island as we go through the day. At the other end of New Zealand, westerly winds are starting to pick up. Not very much, but just enough to lift up your temperatures a wee bit. Going into Thursday, well, the warmer conditions on Wednesday and Wednesday night gives way to a cold front here on Thursday. So that will drop temperatures quite a bit around Southland and Otago, later on into Canterbury. You're talking about some places struggling to really get much into the double digits. Daytime highs around 11 and 12 at your warmest point for some of you here around the lower part of the South Island. Wet weather comes with it, and that southerly then moves northwards. For the North Island though, westerly winds, even northwest winds, so it's not going to be very cold, but a few showers possible in the west. Off the Tasman, it's not going to be much, but that cold stuff moves further up the island and falls apart as it does so on Thursday night. And because on Friday, that's all that's left over. So we've got a southwesterly change and a few showers here for the top of the North Island. Coastal parts of Waikato, it'll clear Taranaki in the morning. Coastal parts of Waikato by lunchtime, going into Auckland and then Northland in those very dry western areas. But these showers won't be huge for everybody, but still a little bit of wet weather coming through here at the end of the week. On the other side, it's not a sou'wester, it's a sou'easter. So that's the reason why you're seeing the rain showers and patchy rain along Waited Upper, Hawke's Bay and coming in towards Gisborne. The South Island, those showers clear as we go through the day, but it could still be a bit cloudy for those of you from about Christchurch northwards. But look what is waiting out in the Tasman Sea, a very powerful high pressure zone, or at least powerful in the size of it. It's not, the air pressure itself isn't overly dramatic, but basically just this very large area of high pressure. So the southeasterly flow carries on. It might even turn a bit more east to northeast for a time on Saturday. This forecast is likely to change Coromandel, parts of Auckland and Northland, because the shape of the high coming in over the South Island makes all the difference. And if it balloons out a little bit or shrinks a little bit, that will change the shape of those showers. But certainly some showers possible on Saturday. Northern areas, dry with light winds elsewhere. And it'll be cooler in the mornings around the South Island. Probably not very frosty, but there's a chance of getting down towards that 0 degree mark. Certainly some lower temperatures around the alpine areas. And into Sunday, not a great deal of change, although it's dry, obviously, in many places. Those showers in the north have cleared. They've been pushed out into the Tasman thanks to an easterly. And a few showers possibly around Fiordland, maybe Southland. It doesn't look really like much. A lot of high pressure still in this map. And we finish here on Monday of next week, which shows a few things. We'll start off with the high pressure zones. So we've still got some big highs, like this one out here to the east of the country on Monday, and this other one coming in here south of Australia. In between the two, that's the weak spot, and that's where we've got this low coming out of the tropics, dropping past New South Wales. Now there is a possibility that if the high to the east of New Zealand clears away next week quickly, that low pressure zone could come in and bring some rain for the start of April. It isn't locked in, but the computer modelling has been picking it dropping south like this or further to the north. So either one of those would bring in some rain to New Zealand. Isn't locked in. The other feature to notice is a fair bit of low pressure in the tropics all the way around the top of Australia, but that sinks down. So that's another area of, well, it's all connected, but it brings us a little more confidence. And then the third area down here in the Southern Ocean, these storms are getting really big now. And so as we go into April, I think we're going to see some of the biggest storms so far this year, as you would expect, down south of us. So once again, a break in high pressure is all it takes for either tropical low pressure like this to drop down towards us or a storm in the south to come up towards us. But it's not yet locked in, not for this month. March is looking, as you've just seen, fairly dry around the country, but we'll be keeping a close eye on what is happening with the tropical stuff coming out of Australia and the storms south of New Zealand. That is all from me. We'll see you again tomorrow, Wednesday, as we continue to track the weather around New Zealand.